There is someone in your head right now. You did not invite them, you do not want them there, and yet there they are. Maybe it was someone who left you, maybe it was someone who betrayed you, maybe it was someone who made you feel like you were nothing. It does not matter how long ago it happened, months, years, decades, they are still there. And the worst part, it is not your fault. Your brain is doing this to you on purpose, and Blott is going to tell you exactly why. In this video, we are going to cover why your brain physically cannot let go of people who hurt you, the chemical reason you keep replaying conversations that are already over, why the people who hurt you the most are the hardest to forget, and what is actually happening inside your brain when you finally stop. Stay until the end. The last part explains something about yourself that nobody has ever explained to you before. Your brain processes emotional pain in the same region as physical pain. The same region. When someone breaks your heart, your brain registers it as physical injury, not metaphorically, literally. Brain scans of people experiencing rejection look almost identical to brain scans of people experiencing physical pain. This is why heartbreak physically hurts. This is why rejection makes you nauseous. This is why betrayal can make your hands shake. Your body does not know the difference between being punched and being abandoned. It responds the same way to both. Now here is where it gets disturbing. Physical pain fades when the injury heals. But emotional pain, your brain keeps reopening the wound. Every time you replay the memory, your brain re-experiences the pain as if it is happening right now. Not a memory of pain. Actual pain. Right now. In your body. This is why you can think about something that happened 5 years ago and still feel it in your chest. Now your brain is going to do something that makes absolutely no logical sense. It is going to make you crave the person who hurt you. Not despite the pain they caused. Because of it. When you are in a relationship, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is the same chemical released by cocaine. Your brain does not see a difference. When that person leaves, the dopamine stops. Immediately. Your brain enters withdrawal. Real withdrawal. The same process a drug addict goes through when they stop using. The anxiety. The inability to sleep. The obsessive thoughts. The physical craving. All of it. Caused by the absence of one person. And your brain, in its desperation to get the dopamine back, starts obsessively thinking about that person. Because thinking about them, even painfully, produces a tiny amount of dopamine. Just enough to keep you coming back for more thoughts. You are not weak for not being able to stop thinking about them. You are chemically addicted to them. There is a reason the people who hurt you the most are the ones you cannot forget. Your brain has a system for deciding which memories to keep and which to let go. It is called the amygdala. The amygdala is your brain's threat detection system. Its entire job is to remember things that hurt you so you can avoid them in the future. The stronger the emotional pain, the stronger the memory. This is why you remember every detail of the moment they hurt you. The exact words they said, the exact look on their face, the exact room you were standing in. Your amygdala encoded every detail at maximum intensity because it decided that person was a threat, and threats need to be remembered perfectly. So it burned them into you, permanently. There is a name for what happens when you cannot stop replaying conversations in your head. It is called rumination. Rumination is when your brain gets stuck in a loop. Replaying what happened, replaying what you said, replaying what you should have said, replaying what they meant when they said what they said. Over and over and over. Your brain believes it is trying to solve a problem. It thinks if it replays the situation enough times, it will find an answer, a reason, a solution, a way to make sense of what happened. But there is no answer inside a memory. The answer was never there. But your brain keeps looking. Because stopping feels more dangerous than continuing. Silence means sitting with the pain without explanation. And your brain will do almost anything to avoid that. Now comes the part that will make you uncomfortable. Your brain is lying to you about who they actually were. When you miss someone, your brain does not replay who they actually were. It replays the best version of them, the way they laughed, the way they made you feel seen, the best moments, not the reason they hurt you, not the pattern of behavior that damaged you, not the version of yourself you became around them. Your brain edits the memory. Every single time you replay it. Until the person in your head is not even the real person anymore. It is a version your brain constructed to explain why losing them hurt so much. You are not missing the person. You are missing a version of them that may never have fully existed. While all of this is happening in your brain, your body is suffering. Chronic rumination raises cortisol levels. Cortisol is your stress hormone. High cortisol for extended periods weakens your immune system, disrupts your sleep, increases your risk of depression and anxiety, causes inflammation throughout the body, and physically shrinks the hippocampus. The hippocampus is the part of your brain responsible for forming new memories and regulating emotions. A smaller hippocampus makes it harder to form new positive memories, and harder to move past the painful ones. The person who hurt you is literally changing the physical structure of your brain without being anywhere near you. Now, Blott is going to tell you what actually works, not what people tell you works, what the science says actually works. First, you have to stop trying to stop thinking about them. Research shows that thought suppression makes intrusive thoughts stronger. Every time you tell yourself to stop thinking about them, you are telling your brain to think about them. Instead, acknowledge the thought. Let it pass through without feeding it. Second, your brain needs a new source of dopamine, not to replace them, to rewire the reward system. Exercise produces dopamine, serotonin, and endorphin simultaneously. It is the most effective natural antidepressant known to science. Third, reactivate the hippocampus. New experiences, new environments, new learning. Every new positive memory you form is a brick laid over the old painful ones. Not erased, covered. The pain does not disappear. It just gets smaller relative to everything new you build. The person who hurt you is not living in your head because you are weak. They are living in your head because your brain loved them. And brains that love deeply hurt deeply. That is not a flaw. That is the cost of being someone who feels things fully. Most people who cannot stop thinking about someone who hurt them are not broken. They are people who gave something real to someone who was not ready to receive it. And one day, the thoughts will come less often. Not because you forgot them, but because you built something bigger than the pain they left. Blott knows.